Hi there, this is an audit for Militia from Carl at Den Marketing. Just having a look at your website. It all looks good. It's all very fresh, very modern. It's obviously been very well designed, obviously professionally by Dental. There's all the right things in place, like prominent call to actions here, and also up the top here with the assessment, the video consult and the phone number, which is a click to call. Yeah, that all works, goes straight to my phone. So that's the first things you'd be looking at in terms of the website is basically making it really easy for people to make a booking, which this then just comes down and straight into Acuity scheduling. So I'm sure that's all good. Just looking around also, I can see that you've got the Facebook pixel installed, so that's up there. So that's looking good. Just having a look at the SEO for you. Just run a quick tool and it's just loading up here. I looked earlier and what I noticed was on the actual site you've got, these are known as H1 headers. This is one of the key things that Google ranks you for in its search engine, is you should only have one, and that is crucial. Even if there's two, it can get confusing. Just really briefly, what Google does is it searches the sites and it tries to find your H1 to find out exactly what your site is about. So I'd imagine you've got at least this one here, the Lodge Dental Suite in Cheshunt. This may also be one as well. So on your scrolling first page here, dental implants, but then coming down, some of these will also be H1 tags. So although they're quite relevant, what it does is it confuses Google quite a bit, and Google doesn't quite know what to make of your site, so it doesn't rank it as high. Apart from that, you've got the rest. Looks pretty good. Title's correct, description's fine. Keywords are missing. They're not as relevant anymore as what they used to be, because Google's much more advanced now with the way it crawls your site. But the main thing is there's no H1 tag. So having a look how you rank, or with a general kind of search, I've just looked for dentist Cheshunt. You're not coming up, no one's coming up at the top in adverts, which is kind of good for you actually, which is one, surprising, but also makes a really good opportunity for you, because if you use paid Google ads, you will come right up the very first one, and you can pretty much guarantee that because no one else is doing it. So one of the main searches will be dentist Cheshunt. You can also list for further areas around like Goffs Oak, Berry Green, Fisher's Green, and go even wider, like 10 kilometers away, etc. People sometimes, it may not be local to them where they live, but they might work nearby, or they might be on their way to work. So if you appear around the actual area, you're far more likely to get a click on your website. You are appearing in this part here, which is known as the Google Maps pack, but you're position 3. So I would definitely be looking to try and get higher in that, but it's good you're appearing. But as I say, that's only for a search for Cheshunt. You're probably not going to appear for Berry Green or other areas, but there is a way you can do that to appear much higher in the actual Google Maps search. Moving down, I think you appear about number 7, so that's where you need to improve, because you've only got a domain authority of 4, others are much higher with 18, so that's why, even 57, the reason it's 57 is that's NHS, so they get authority from the NHS. But you're only 4 because I think you're maybe a fairly new site. That needs to be looked at to get you up higher, because ideally you want to be appearing around the top part of the search, top part of the Google Maps, and definitely worth doing a Google Ads campaign to get you up the top. Doesn't even have to cost that much. It just means you're guaranteed first place at the top of the very first page, and I'm sure, like me, you always have a look at the first one because that stands out the most. Just looking at the back end of the actual website, yeah, domain authority is 4, which is quite low. Backlinks are fairly low. You need to increase that. That then adds to your domain authority, which then the higher up you rank, you're then getting more organic monthly traffic, which of course means more traffic, means more people clicking through, making a call or emailing or making a booking, means you've got more patients. So just as a quick comparison, just having a look at another dentist website, the one that I market for, in a month they get nearly 5,000 coming to their website, which if this is accurate, you're sort of around the 200 mark. It may fluctuate, maybe sort of 200-300, but it's not really enough to get new patients coming through the door. And I suspect they're about the same size dentistry practice, and they're certainly busy with 5,000 people. The main way they're doing it is they're getting actually 1.72 just in the last 7 days coming through using Google Ads, and so they're running multiple campaigns all across Google for various search terms, and that's how they're driving traffic to go through to their website. Hence why they're getting nearly 5,000 people, and I think that doesn't include their extra landing pages they've got set up. So I think there's probably another 1,000 coming through to there. Just going back to your website, so I can see that you're all set up with the Facebook pixel. You're posting regularly on Facebook, organically, Instagram and Twitter. So that's good from that perspective. What I did note is, despite being, with the Facebook pixel, I don't think you're running retargeting ads, which is one of the main ways to actually get people to come back to your actual website. With your website, about 97% will look, and then they just click off onto a different website, and they forget to make the call, or the phone rings, or they have to get on with something because they're at work. And the number one way to get them to come back is to get them, when they're browsing on their Facebook, to get an advert to pop up. This is different from a standard advert, so it's much cheaper than what I think you're currently running. So you want to look at what's known as retargeting adverts on Facebook. As I say, you've already got that pixel installed, so it's fairly simple to set up, but there is a certain way to do it, which you need to go into. I do see that you're running normal ads, so this is the Facebook ad library. So I think you've been running this for the last week or so, which looks really bold, the way it kind of breaks the feed because of these bold colours, which is great. This could do with a bit of sprucing up with some emojis and spacing in the actual words, so it doesn't quite look like a big ball of text that someone has to read through. So that could be changed with a few happy smiles and a few ticks and some spacing in there. But the main thing is, and then this goes to a nice landing page, which again is great. But I would definitely focus on running Google Ads and to drive traffic to your actual website, and then once they've come here, run what's known as Facebook retargeting ads, and that way, once you're at the top of Google, you're getting far more clicks, like 10 times the amount of people coming to your website by using Google Ads, and then you retarget them on Facebook, which is super cheap, cheaper than what you're currently running. So it's much more effective. They come back to your website, or indeed another landing page, and you should, rather than just the one, you need quite a few of these, going like 4 or 5, maybe even 10, because you've got all different services, and that is what I would say is going to get people coming straight back to your website and increasing far more people converting, making bookings, and indeed making calls, and much more patients. So if you've got any queries, drop me an email, and I'll leave all my details on the email attached to this audit. Thanks a lot.